All right, guys, I have a random question for you, and I don't feel like appearing on camera because I just got comfortable. So you're going to get my smart light. All right. So here's what I have noticed and observed. I've noticed that a lot of people have comparison issues, and it's always someone who's trying to make themselves seem like they're doing better than the other person, or their logic is that they think their mindset is better, but they're not even in the situation in order to be able to compare and contrast. Case in point, right? I have seen on Beyonce, I'm gonna say Obama's internet because it's not that I think that's better. On Obama's internet. And also in talking to people, and we're just gonna use my people as examples, so black folks. And people will say, oh, well, if you don't use human hair for certain styles, then, it's not worth it or whatever. While other people can make, I don't know, synthetic hair look nice. So, or either somebody will say, well, I wear, I don't know, all these different name brands. And, I feel like that person's doing better, or so they think, than the person who decides to go shop at Ross or TJ Maxx or Walmart or whatever. Or someone will say, oh, I financed my house or my car for less amount of time than this person over here. Now, I have something for you to think about. First of all, when it comes to financing things, let's say now, of course, there's many entities that go into everyone's contract. Things are based on credit, history, and all the above, right? But just to make it apples for apples, let's say, I don't know, you finance a home for 30 years. That same person finances that same home in that particular area for 15 years, right? Let's say that they both have the same we'll say interest rate, right? And then we'll turn around and even say, they both decide to sell the home after 5 years. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say that the person who financed for 30 years, if they have the same interest rate or whatnot, they probably, and they sold the home, they are able to, especially if they can sell it for the amount that's over the cost of the loan or whatnot, to me, they would be doing better than the person who signed a 15-year mortgage, which means that the payments are probably going to be higher, right? But the mortgage is for a shorter time. Mind you, they both, let's just say they both got the same amount that they needed on the home, but the other person ended up paying more on the loan, I guess, because they financed it for a shorter period, right? So if they paid more on the loan, and let's say that actually goes to the principal, I mean, who pockets more? You know what I mean? It seems like the 15-year person might pocket more, but at the end of the day, unless that's the goal, I don't know. Like, does it really matter? Because they both ended up coming out on top, right? It's just one person's payment might be, I don't know, lower than the next. Or like somebody was comparing buying a car. If someone is signing up for a 7-year loan, another person is signing up for a 3-year loan, has the same interest rate or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, you probably are paying more, obviously, on a car payment for a short amount of time because the idea is to pay it off. But if that other person who signed the 7-year loan ends up trading their car in, and let's say we have an event kind of like COVID where the value of their car ends up going up, and causing them to have more equity towards their new car, and their life of their loan is paid off. I mean, does it really matter at the end of the day that they finance for 7 years versus your 3 years, because you financed for 3 years so you could pay it off sooner? You know, what I'm trying to say is I'm so tired of people doing this comparison thing in order to make themselves feel better. You have to do what's best for you. Do what's intelligent, obviously. Do what is fitting for your situation. But in certain cases, when people finance things, and let's say if they were able to come out on top, that's just if it was an apples per apples situation, The person who kind of financed for longer finessed the bank a little bit more because of the fact that they made lower payments, but they still ended up paying it off if they're able to exceed in the value of what that home is. Or let's say, you're able to pay off a car completely with a trade in or whatever, as long as there's no penalties for paying it early, in comparison to that person who continued to make payments or maybe extra payments but financed it for a shorter time and their payments were higher. All I'm saying is, I really wish people would stop with the whole comparison game, from what they look like to even down to people's pockets to assumptions. And Black people, we have that stuff really, really bad, because I just feel like it's always this one up thing. Well, if I drive this, then someone else drives that. If I wear, I don't know, MAC makeup, someone else is wearing Chanel makeup or Chanel perfume. Stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing the comparison game, because guess what? Those comparisons don't matter if we all end up at the same finish line, right? That's what I'm trying to get to. Also, I really wish, instead of everybody trying to look for how much better they are than somebody else, we would learn to be able to talk to each other in order to get gain together. Because if there's always this one up mentality, that's where the crab in a barrel mentality comes from as well. Always trying to push each other down because of the fact that you're trying to make it seem like you're getting further ahead because you're better than this individual for your own isolated reason that you have no idea about. All right, I hope some of what I said makes sense. This is just some food for thought, some late night thoughts, some observations that I've come across. And, sometimes with certain people, I don't even have these conversations with them when I think that they're crazy, because I know they're not going to understand and it's not even worth it. So, even more so, I don't even think it's worth having a conversation with somebody who's not even in that situation. They're on the outside looking in, and all they want to do is talk to individuals about what they feel like is best or what they are or aren't doing, when they themselves aren't even executing what they're trying to compare everybody else to. All right, I'm chucking up the deuces for tonight. I'll post some more video footage of the birthday month maybe tomorrow.